Hey guys, so I'm sat out in the garden here. It's a lovely day coming as the sun's just going down here in Omaha. And posted a video the other day about conversations with God. And there's a lot of things in that book that I really vibe with and that really make a lot of sense to me. But there's a little story that's kind of told across the book one and book three. And it's basically a story about the soul. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to read you it. I found it on a blog online because I think it's a really powerful story, and I think there's some friends of mine out there right now that would really appreciate hearing this. And for me, it's certainly given me a lot of comfort in some of the things that are going on in life right now. So this is the story of the little soul. There once was a little soul who knew itself to be light. This was a new soul and so anxious for the experience. I am light, it said, I am light. Yet all the knowing of it and saying of it could not a substitute for the experience of it. And in the realm from which this soul had emerged, there was nothing but light. Every soul was grand, and every soul was magnificent, and every soul shone with the brilliance of God's awesome light. And so the little soul in question was a candle in the sun. In the midst of the grandest light, of which it was part of, it could not see itself nor experience itself as who or what it really is. Now it came to pass that this soul yearned and yearned to know itself. So great was its yearning that God one day said, "Do you know, little one, what you must do to satisfy this yearning of yours?" "Oh, what, God? What? I'll do anything," the little soul said. "You must separate yourself from the rest of us," God answered. "And then you must call upon the darkness." "What's the darkness, O Holy One?" the little soul asked. "That which you are not," God replied, and the soul understood. And so this the soul did, removing itself from the all, going even unto another realm, and in this realm the soul had the power to call into its experience all sorts of darkness, and this it did. Yet in the midst of all the darkness it did cry out, "Father, Father, why hast thou forsaken me?" God replied, "Even as have you in your darkest times, yet I have not forsaken you, never, but stand by you always, ready to remind you of who you really are, ready, always ready to call you home. Therefore, be a light unto the darkness, and curse it not, and forget not who you are in the moment of your encirclement by that which you are not. But do you praise the Creator? But do you praise to the creation, even as you seek to change it, and know that you do in the time of your greatest trial can be your greatest triumph. For the experience you created is a statement of who you are and who you want to be." And then the story goes on to say, in the second part, God's talking to the little soul again, and God said to the little soul, "You may choose to be any part of God that you wish, your absolute divinity expressing itself. What aspect of divinity do you wish to experience as you?" "You mean I have a choice?" asked the little soul. God answered, "Yes, may choose, experience any aspect of divinity in as and through you." "Okay," said the little soul, "then I choose forgiveness. I want to experience myself as that aspect of God called complete forgiveness." Well, this created a little challenge, as you can imagine. There was no one to forgive. All God had created was perfection and love. "No one to forgive?" asked the little soul, somewhat incredulously. No one," God repeated. "Look around you. Do you see any soul less perfect, less wonderful than you?" And at this the little soul twirled around and was surprised to see himself surrounded by all the souls in heaven. They had come from far and wide through the kingdom because they had heard the little soul was having an extraordinary conversation with God. "I see none less perfect than I," the little soul exclaimed. "Then who shall I have to forgive?" Just then another soul stepped forward from the crowd. "You may forgive me," said this friendly soul. "For what?" the little soul asked. "I will come into your next physical lifetime and do something for you to forgive," replied the friendly soul. "But what? What could you, a being of such perfect light, do to make me want to forgive you?" The little soul wanted to know. "Oh," smiled the friendly soul, "I'm sure we can think of something." "But why would you want to do this?" The little soul could not figure out why such a being of perfection would want to slow down its vibrations so that it could actually do something bad. "Simple," the friendly soul explained. I would do it because I love you. You want to experience yourself as forgiving, don't you? Besides, you've done the same for me. I have? Asked the little soul. Of course, don't you remember? We've all been all of it, you and I. We've been the up and the down of it, the left and the right of it. We've been the here and the there of it. We've been the big and the small of it. We've been the now and the then of it. We've been the male and the female of it, and the good and the bad of it. We've been all of it. And we've done it by agreement, so that each of us might experience ourselves as the grandest part of God, for we have understood that. In the absence of which you are not, that which you are is not. In the absence of cold you cannot be warm. In the absence of sad you cannot be happy. Without a thing called evil, the experience you call good cannot exist. If you choose to be a thing, something, or someone opposite to that has to show up somewhere in your universe to make that possible. The friendly soul then explained that those people are all God's special angels, and these conditions God's gifts. Ask only one thing in return, the friendly soul said. Anything, anything, the little soul cried. He was excited to know that he could experience every divine aspect of God. He understood now the plan. In the moment that I strike you and smite you, said the friendly soul, in the moment that I do the worst to you that you could ever imagine, in that same moment, remember who I really am. Oh, I won't forget, promised the little soul. I will see you in the perfection with which I hold you now, and I remember who you are always. I think that's such a beautiful magic story, guys. I love you all. I hope you made some sense out of that, and I hope it helps someone out there. Take care.